What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Strangest Minds. I'm Fernando, and today we're going to start off season 5 of Strangers Reaction, and we're going to kick it off with Sleep is Cancelled, aka Goose Pimples, 5 ghost videos scarier than your ex's text. Oh man. So let's see what Sleep is Cancelled has in store for us today. Let's go.
Number 5. Look who's stalking. The ghost hunting team behind the TikTok account Paprinitsa spend their time exploring haunted, abandoned buildings.
Yeah.
De unde mai fi și cheia asta, oare?
Recently, they heard about an old house that's been sitting empty for ages. Why? Because it literally can't be sold. Apparently, the house itself keeps kicking people out. If you're wondering what on earth that actually looks like, take a look at what they caught on their very first day.
Dar nu se vede nimic. Deci se aude, dar nu se vede. Mamă, frate, fii atent! Holy shit! Vai, nu mai știu să vorbesc. Nu mai pot, bă. Ce o zis? Îmi pun oala în cap.
Whenever they try to grab or touch anything inside, something else in the room would start shaking. It was literally like a physical hands-off warning. At first, the team thought it was just the old owner's spirits being a bit protective, nothing too nasty. But that sense of safety vanished pretty quick when they figured out the real reason. They might actually be dealing with a cursed object. While having a look around upstairs, they walk into a room and find an entire collection of proper creepy dolls.
Ugh.
And mate, the second they give them any attention, the activity absolutely dials up to 11. Watch this.
Dă tabloul la jos, poți? Ia să vedem că... Oricare spirit te-ai afla în balcon, oricare entitate, îți ordon să dai tabloul la jos cu doamna Chimea. Băga mea și pula în dracu, gata, eu nu ți-am plecat acasă. Am băgat pula noastră.
The room with the dolls in became the hotspot for activity, with more and more items ending up on the floor, but not in any way that could be seen as natural.
Mare, cheamă să floare. Hai de pula mea. Vai de cai, splicăm, Ionuț.
The weird thing about this clip is that it was caught on a live stream. The same as the majority of the investigation. While some of the stuff falling could be attributed to unbalanced weight shifting, something about it feels targeted, especially this part from the same live stream.
Since when are you dead?
Prizonier.
Doamne, prizonier a fost în război.
Give me a number.
Leonard.
Radar.
Bă, să te atragi, eu vorbesc în engleză și ar răspunde în română, mă.
Că nu trebuie.
Those curtains were not just blowing in the breeze. They were being pulled back by someone or something. How could that be happening without someone physically grabbing onto the fabric and moving it? But there isn't even a grip mark on there. The investigation soon reached its climax when the activity got closer to the investigators.
Ana Maria, închide ușa aia, oleacă, dacă poți.
Ana Maria, Ana
Ia, marș de aici, Ionuț.
Ce ai, mă? Unde să te vei nimeni?
Băi, s-o închis ușa, tu ești nebun la cap?
Ce, bă? Hai, chiar ai.
Doors opening and closing by themselves is a common phenomenon and easily debunked. But the issue here is everything else leading up to it. What was trying to block them out and scare them? Could it be something to do with those creepy dolls? Or is there another explanation? Leave any of your thoughts and theories in the comment section.
Deci se aude, dar nu se vede. Mamă, frate, fii atent! Holy shit! Vai, nu mai știu să
Number 4.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, we weren't there to experience none of this. We're just seeing what we're being shown, right? So, I mean, wha- I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong. The house looks creepy, right? It seems like whoever was there prior kind of left all their stuff there. So it begs the question, what happened to that family, right? Because the fact is, like, all of their belongings are there, like their family pictures, like, even the wedding picture, like these are very personal, items to certain people, which if they was to move out regularly, they would obviously grab all of that and leave. Now, again, what happened to this family to the point that they left, never came back to collect their personal items? It's an interesting house. It's an interesting house. But, was all of that orchestrated? Is up for question. Now, that picture that fell off, what's interesting about it was that it was leaning in, right? So for it to actually fall back, it would have to lift and then fall back. That's interesting. I'm not going to pay too much attention with the, curtain rod moving, because, that who's not to say it was them, or who's not to say if this house is really, in bad conditions. That, I mean, I've seen things move and it was caused by a rat, right? Or something that could actually tell us what was going on. Man, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the story. I love seeing other paranormal investigators do their thing, because it's an educational field for me. But I don't know, man. I'm like juggling whether or not if this was real or orchestrated. Because, unfortunately, there's a lot of people out there that is using the paranormal field to gain some recognition, to try and make some money, and they would go above and beyond and orchestrate certain things. We've seen it time and time again, even these famous paranormal investigators that has television shows, so let's see. But let's see what's next. So far, I like it.
Heads will roll. Cannock Massive Explorers are a group of urban explorers from the UK with a passion for travel and investigation.
Whoa. What was it?
But one day, there was a break in the usually picturesque content posted by the group. While exploring the outside of a building, presumably in a Cannock, the camera picked up something disturbing. Take a look. Did you see it?
Oh, I saw this.
If not, don't worry. Look closely at the middle window while the video is slowed down. What was that? A pale human-looking figure appears to dash past the window. When you zoom in and get a good look, the head of the figure appears blurred and the body translucent, all a sickly shade of white. The creepy effects could just be the camera quality and the distance the video was taken from, but the figure seems to glide rather than walk, suggesting there may be something much more sinister about the building than anyone first thought. What do you think? Number 3.
I mean, that is a classic footage right there. I've seen this years ago, and I actually like it, you guys. I think they caught something. And they were showing it in slow-mo, but there's a frame where they showed it, as a regular roll, and that whatever moved inside that building was booking it. Like, it was moving really fast, inhumanly fast. Now, we cannot determine whether or not if it was something on the lens, because actually that thing was inside the building. Because if it was on the lens, you'll see like the whole thing outside of the building moving. It looked very human, may I add. Also, like you could almost tell the details on what it was wearing, almost like a collared white shirt. I would love to dig more into what type of building this is, because was that a doctor? Was that seemed like a lawyer? Could it even be like, you know, like a church of sorts, right? But I do believe that these guys caught something. I didn't even know it was from these guys. I've seen this clip, and that's the one information that they kind of dodge and not give credit to, which is kind of weird, because, you know, as a paranormal investigator, if I put something out there that is mind-blowing, you know, like, I would like the credit for it, because it's my footage, right? You know, like even people taking pictures, if they take something super beautiful, and you know, there are actual organizations out there that would buy your picture and pay them, you know, so they could own it. So yeah, for sure, like that's a very good catch. I honestly can't really think about how that could have been orchestrated unless they use some sort of AI to do so, or some editing tool, but it was pretty good. It was pretty legit. Let's keep on going.
Affliction notice. The woman behind the TikTok account us4.4life had always had a sickly, disturbing feeling of being watched in her own home. It had gone on for a long time before she finally mustered up the courage to do a full sweep of the house. She didn't find anything strange until she got up to the attic, where she found a strange object that she didn't remember putting up there.
So I have this little room up in my attic, and I want to show you guys what I found in here. But first, look at this. I've been up here 2 times. I've lived in this house for 3 years, and I've been here. This will be my 2nd time. And I started doing some picking up, but that's my house down there. And this is, so if you close the door, look how tiny it is. But look at the doorknob. It's literally a foot away from the ground. Look at that.
I mean, I understand why.
Weird. Okay, so anyways,
that's not really weird.
Just open that up real quick.
That's why.
I found this.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. I might have told just pause it so I could comment, right? The reason why the doorknob is close to the floor is because it's the entrance to the attic from, you know, from the actual house, right? You climb up. Once you're almost at the top, the doorknob is right there. You open it. It's not really weird. Is she assuming that this area, the attic, right, is for like gnomes or like, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Little guy up here. He has like a little thing to put batteries, which I'm going to try and see if it works. That'll be so cool, but it's so old and dusty. And I found him back.
A toy car had been tucked into a hollow section of the wall, and she wondered where it would have come from. Knowing nothing else, she decided to see if she could record anything inside the cramped, dark space, which was when she caught some chilling footage.
That'll be so cool, but it's so old and dusty. And I found him back here in this hole. I covered it back up because it's a little scary, but it's full of things. Oh, what was that?
Did you see that? What looks like a bald head seems to peek out from the light at the back of the room before ducking back down. The scariest part of this is the fact that if this is a real person living in the crawl space, they have both just seen each other. Many people believe this was a real-life case of frogging, the act of someone living in your space without you knowing anything at all.
Yo.
Fearing for her safety, commenters urged her to check for exit and entry points to that area, which was when she discovered something even more sinister. There was only one entrance and one exit to that specific area, meaning it would be the perfect spot for an unwanted intruder to hide. The terror in this case is in the uncertainty. Is there really someone there? How will she catch them? What could she do if she caught them? And what do they want from her? Either this is a highly coordinated hoax, or there is something extremely wrong going on. What do you think? Let us know.
I mean, first off, I mean, let's keep it 100, right? Let's that's downstairs. There's no light in that area, so what she caught was possibly a hole in the ceiling or something that is leading to your home downstairs. So the question, so we all gotta ask, were you alone in the house? Because if you wasn't, you just, you probably, I mean, which is good, right? You don't want peepers being in the attic looking at you while you're taking a deuce in the bathroom, right? It looked like that kind of scene. Now, whether or not whoever was downstairs had a hoodie on or was trying to cover up their face for some reason, but that little hole looking down into a bright lit room, that is in your house. So whoever was there, you just caught their head. So I didn't see that it was picking up or it was hiding or nothing. No, it looked like it was using the bathroom or whatever. Anyway, there are stories though. There are stories out there of people living within the household of another person, and they've been living there for years. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I came across a TikTok about the scariest videos streaming right now, and the scariest movies, streaming right now, and it's based off real true stories. And yeah, this is not the first time it has happened, and I'm sure it keeps on happening. There are people living with you in your house. If you have a big enough house and you don't really go to all of your rooms, you might come across somebody living there. The movie is, I forgot the name of it, but it's based off a true story back in 2016, and there was a serial unaliver that ended up trying to hide from the popo and went into these people's house, hid in their attic for a couple of weeks, and noticed, hey, they don't really come up here. Let me make myself at home and get comfortable. And then 3 years later, while he was living there, 3 years later, he got caught because he made a mistake, apparently. I haven't seen the movie, but that's one of the movies out right now streaming. I believe it was on HBO Max or something like this. But regardless, this does happen. And that infamous picture that you see a lady standing on a fridge coming down, she was legit living in these people's house, and at night she will go and get snacks. That is the only reason why they found out that there was somebody living in their house, and it freaked them out when they started putting cameras, because they were like, yo, somebody's drinking my milk or something, right? I'm buying groceries. These groceries are expensive and they're just disappearing. I know I ain't eating everything, right? So they put a camera, they caught this lady climbing down, and that's what it is. So this actually does happen, you guys. I don't think none of it is paranormal. It seems like the house is getting renovated, or they're fixing it up, and she decided to put up a video, and that's what they call it. I mean, even her voice when she saw movement, it wasn't even authentic. It felt acted out. And that's my opinion, you guys. What is yours? Leave it in the comment section.
Number 2, Grand Theft Attic. The Ghost Panic Kim channel is famous for some absolutely mental, high-energy ghost hunts. They recently got tipped off about an old ruined colonial factory that's supposedly swarming with spirits. But he could never have predicted just how horrifying this place actually was. The first bizarre encounter kicks off almost the exact second he steps foot inside. Take a look.
Apa itu, guys? Hello?
A tiny childlike figure in white with long dark hair slowly walks right in front of the camera. Thinking it's an actual lost kid, he legs it over to see where they went. But when he gets there, he realizes something is proper wrong.
Apa itu, guys? Halo? Astagfirullahaladzim, apa ini anjingnya? Astagfirullahaladzim, apa ini? Ada suara.
The kid has just completely gone, vanished into thin air, but following them had led him straight into this tiny abandoned shed. He instantly feels the vibe in the air shift, like things just got heavy. Realizing he needs to get out, he spins on his heel and tries to dart out of there. But right as he's backing away, he spots something he'll never be able to unsee. Watch closely.
Berat kok. Sumpah berat guys.
All right, my guy, you doing too much.
Pak. Goblok! Apa itu?
A figure in the exact same clothes and hair as that kid from earlier is stood there, back to the camera, and then it just calmly yanks it off by the hair.
Goblok! Apa itu?
Now, if you're a skeptic, you'll probably call fake on this one, saying it's just an actor with a prop head. Fair enough, those aren't exactly hard to get hold of. But here's where it gets really creepy.
Oh, let's see it.
This perfectly matches old Southeast Asian folklore.
Oh, shoot.
Viewers in the comments reckon it's a penanggalan, a vampiric demon that floats around as a woman's head. And according to those who believe in it, these things are famous for using innocent, childlike disguises to lure in their victims before showing their true, messed up form. Fits the video a bit too perfectly, doesn't it? So what do you reckon? Is this just a brilliantly staged scare? Or is there something genuinely evil going on here? Let us know your thoughts.
Hello?
Hello?
Number 1.
All right, you guys. I'm out to call BS on that whole entire thing. I have seen videos, real videos, of investigators going into cemeteries and, recording certain areas that is known to be haunted. And there has been childlike figures caught in these films. I'm pretty sure I have reacted back in season 2 or season 3. But yeah, this was completely fake. Oh man. That place looks amazing. Instantly I got a couple of red flags. First off, when the child, right? We're gonna say it was a child because they're saying it, was walked into that structure. The guy completely panned his camera away from the structure, and that structure is completely open. If you guys didn't realize, even like the outline, where the window is supposed to be, there was no window. So who's not to say the child, or this whole orchestration, bad, may I add, left the building. You know, we didn't see absolutely nothing. It said that the child, you know, just vanished. No, there was a lot of space, a lot of places that anybody could have been hiding. He could have had a whole crew up in there and we wouldn't be able to see nothing because he didn't even, you know, investigate it properly, right? But of course he's not going to investigate it properly because it was all orchestrated. He didn't want to mess it up or mess up his own video. Then, you know, another red flag is that for some reason he ended up picking up the stick. Oh my God, it's so heavy. Like, who cares, dude? Right? You know, what are you trying to show us? The actual the architectural build of the building, or is this a ghost hunting video? Like, who gives a crap about a stick on a floor? And you know, and then everything was just, you know, I don't know. I'm not as gullible, you guys, but let's move on to the next.
Fast and furious. The family behind the TikTok account Amoroso MX 2.0 have been living an absolute nightmare for years. Shadows at the corner of their eyes, distant bangs, standard haunted house behavior. But recently, it's gotten physical. Late one night, with the missus and kids fast asleep, the dad hears this bizarre noise echoing from literally everywhere. He goes to check it out, but what he finds, bloody hell. Watch this.
Okay, guys, people reacted to this.
¿Qué quieres? Oye, escuchas. ¿Qué quieres? No te voy a abrir. No te voy a abrir. Calma la niña. Tranquila, mami. No te voy a abrir. Vete. Oye, no manches, ¿viste? Vete. Esto es impresionante. Lárgate, lárgate de aquí. No te voy a abrir, lárgate. Lárgate. Tú no perteneces aquí. Vete.
Someone was absolutely hammering on his front door, so he goes to check it out. But when he swings it open, nothing. Not a soul, or well, maybe an actual soul. His comment section went mental, warning him that he'd made a massive mistake. Opening the door to a demonic knock. You've just invited it right in. And mate, they were spot on. Things turned hostile fast. He rigs up some security cameras to see what exactly he's let inside the house. But instead of getting answers, what he catches on tape leaves him absolutely terrified. Take a look.
All right, guys, before we continue on, we have already reacted to this video, I think last season. And yeah, there's like 6-7 videos of this particular family. And should I ruin it for you guys? I mean, I kind of already did, right? Because unfortunately, yeah, it's one of those videos. I always have a issue with let's say somebody trying to prove that they're going through paranormal activity and they post like an endless amount of paranormal activity going on. You know, it kind of makes you feel like, are they doing this because they're looking for help, or are they doing this for clout? right? This guy uploaded like 7 videos, and each video is just gets worse and worse and worse. And I could honestly say, due to the fact that this family, this dude over here, does not seem like the type to have the ability to create certain videos that you're about to watch. But it is kind of interesting on how he, orchestrated all of this. And honestly, there's one video that I don't know how they did it, because I just watch.
¿Qué tal, amigos? Buenas noches. Miren, se están escuchando una serie de sonidos y son las 11:12, amigos, y vean. De hecho, se ve como que pasa algo frente a la cámara, así. Miren cómo se está moviendo el sillón.
So this was Christmas, like 2
Está
days after
cañón.
Christmas.
Se escucha mucho ruido, sí.
You
La
gotta-
verdad, pensaría... Miren, ella se detuvo. Estas cosas son las que hacen, pues, la prueba de que, pues, no es algo físico. Y se escucha en la cocina, perdón, tal vez no están escuchando, voy a guardar silencio.
I mean, just watching this video right now for this 3rd time, I think. It's kind of wild, the date though. It kind of makes you feel like this guy just got his Christmas gift and started using it, right?
Voy a bajar, ¿sabes? Voy a bajar, a ver, mira cómo se... Oye, se escuchan como voces.
At around 11:30 at night, he heard a strange banging downstairs again. So he looked at his security camera to see the rocking chair in the living room moving on its own accord. But as he watched the footage, he heard it starting again.
Oigan, se escucha... Se está escuchando mucho ruido. Miren cómo se está moviendo el sillón. Todo eso en la cocina, se escucha ruido en la cocina. Uy. Se están accionando las cosas. Oiga. Yo creo que ya las cosas hay que dejarlas así. Y es lo normal, amigos. Es lo normal, la verdad. Miren. Sí, qué raro. Los aparatos eléctricos, amigos, se vuelven locos.
No, that was feedback, my guy.
The chair is not only moving on its own on camera, but it's doing it right in front of his face. It's one thing catching it on the security feed, but standing right there while some invisible guest gets comfy in your front room? No chance. I'd be packing my bags straight away. But what do you reckon? Did he actually invite a proper poltergeist right through his front door? Let me know what you think down in the comments.
Bonus video.
Sí, mira, quiero que observes bien este video y me digas qué te parece.
Same family,
Puede
you
ser
guys.
cualquier cosa, pudo ser una persona, pero realmente con seguridad no te sé qué decir. Observa los movimientos de mi hija de 4 meses, como ya está casi dormida y ahorita en un ratito como que se altera. El video no tiene audio, así que por eso se lo estoy relatando. Vean ahí cómo se alteró mi hija y ve directamente hacia el portón. Miren, ahí está observando, ahí se asomó algo. Vean eso. Vean lo extraño que el color de piel que tiene eso, vean. Y mi hija ahí está alterada y si se dan cuenta, no deja de mirar hacia el portón. Vean, mi hija está mirándolo. Ahí se volteó y eso se desvaneció. Bastante extraño.
According to the video, the voice was saying, "I'm here," and "come down," which couldn't be any more terrifying if you spot the weird shadow figure peeking out from the doorway. It pops its head out a few times. The only thing we can see is the silhouette, but clearly they felt something because they both noticeably flinched. So
Alright.
what could it be?
All right, you guys. Well, I mean, like how I was saying, they didn't even show the video that left me questioning how did they do this? Because it was, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm not the type of person to judge and to have judgment towards another. But that, like, it just seems they don't have the means to conduct what the video that I was talking about. So the guy was looking into his small phone, into his phone while he was walking downstairs, because in that living room there was a little girl playing with a doll. And as he was walking down the stairs, he was, seeing himself going down the stairs. And, obviously when he walks through to the living room, the camera's capturing him, and you're seeing all of this. And it, it's just, hey man, the way they living, if they could perform like this and create a scary low budget film, who knows? That guy probably has a future. Keep on doing what you gotta do, man. It seems like you have a big family and you need to make some moves to make your situation better, right? The last video that we saw, the bonus video, yeah, man, that's just, somebody, that's all orchestrated, man. That's all orchestrated. But anyway, for you guys know who you are. Thank you for commenting on my videos. I love socializing. Thank you guys, because when I started season 4, and throughout this whole entire YouTube journey, I'm doing this because I actually like to see videos. I like to talk, I like to chat, I like to conversate, socialize, and it's the reason why I'm doing this. I'm not getting paid to do this stuff. Hopefully, maybe, who knows, maybe this could be a full-time job for me, because I love doing this. And what better way to live life than getting paid doing something that you love to do? So if I get to that point, man, hey, I could only thank you guys for getting me here, because when I started season 4, I possibly had between 300 to 400 subscribers, but now season 5, I have over 1,000, and that is thanks to you guys. Thank you for watching, supporting the channel, and hey, I'm gonna keep on doing this as long as I breathe, because I do actually enjoy watching all of this and conversating with you guys. So as far as this video is concerned, please do what you do when you like a video. Hit that like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you guys on the next. Peace.